trauma. Former Army Ranger, 22 combat rotations.
That's a beautiful horse. Wow.
The river was still waking up, fog drifting slow across the river, and for a moment, the whole valley felt quiet. The campsite was calm, bikes leaning against the table, gear drying out, the kind of morning where nothing is rushed. I unzipped the tent, took that first breath of cool morning air, and my body was still sore from yesterday, but somehow I felt ready.
I thought you had a propane.
Yes, here.
So what's up, Ray? You sleep good or no?
I don't know, 7 out of 10.
We walked over to the bathrooms, still laughing about last night. Our campsite neighbors were partying until 2 in the morning, and on top of that, our mattress decided to deflate halfway through the night. And the squirrels, those little guys kept dropping acorns from the trees above us, like tiny snipers, reminding us that nature has a sense of humor too. Before packing up, I had to wash the little grill we used, and to my surprise, the sink actually had hot water. One of those tiny wins that just makes the morning feel better. And it hit me. This is bikepacking. Simple chores, simple moments, minor problems you just laugh about later, and somehow it all feels good. Back at camp, my friends were already packing, dialed in, focused. And me, I only had one mission: coffee.
Yeah, let's make some coffee.
I was worried last night because I was in my tent without my knife. I'm like,
No.
if a bear comes, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Look at a bear comes, that shit ain't doing nothing. You're gonna make it more angry.
Okay, so if a fox comes,
Yeah, all
what
right.
am I gonna do? Yeah,
Bear, like, did this guy just poke me?
okay. For real. So you just put the coffee there and just
Yep.
and let it.
This is what the body needed.
Yep.
Nice coffee. No wonder my legs gave Charlie horse, yo. Up that hill. I'm like, I'm carrying 80 extra pounds of Gabe's shit. This guy said his legs are sore. Oh, that's good coffee. You freshly ground that?
Yeah.
What beans are you using? That's some good coffee.
Juan Valdez.
Juan Valdez. Oh, that's so good. Juan Valdez sponsor. Trying to get everybody to sponsor us. Juan with all the fucking sponsors on our bike. Yo, Juan Valdez, your coffee, amazing. We need at least 3 more packs of grounds, please. What is this thing? What's this? Isobutane, thank you. You made our coffee super hot, super quick.
But once the cups were empty, it was time. Bikes loaded, bags zipped, legs waking up again. A new day begins, and we roll out of camp ready for whatever the trail brings next.
Never doubt gay. That's a nice one.
Yeah, it's cold.
No.
We rolled out of the campground feeling fresh, or at least trying to convince ourselves we were. Today was supposed to be easier, 38 miles and a little over 1,300 feet of elevation compared to yesterday. This should have been a walk in the park. But my legs were still negotiating, debating every pedal stroke like it was a contract they weren't sure they wanted to sign. And honestly, I couldn't blame them after yesterday's climbs. Old Mine Road welcomed us with that early morning calm, quiet pavement, the river on one side, mountains slowly rising in the distance. It's the kind of road that makes you forget you're still warming up. But right at the start, the first climb of the day hits. Not long, not brutal, but just enough to remind you that your body is not the same body you had yesterday morning. We kept pedaling, slow and steady, and as the sun pushed through the trees, we finally reached the top. Then the magic happened. The downhill. On that smooth paved stretch, we finally got to relax a little, let the bikes roll, pick up some speed without even trying. The cool air, the open road. It was exactly what our legs needed after that first climb. And as the trees opened up, you could start to see the shape of the valley, the Delaware Water Gap, a place where the river cut right through the mountains and created some of the most beautiful views in the region. Nothing dramatic, just that quiet moment where your whole body resets. And you remember why you love riding out here.
Lower gears.
As we walked across the bridge, the whole valley opened up beneath us, that early morning sun hitting the tops of the trees, painting everything in that soft golden glow. And there we were, standing on top of Route 80. Cars were rushing right next to us, but our lane felt quiet, peaceful, like we were in our own little world next to the traffic. You could see the mist lifting off the valley, the light breaking through the trees, and for a moment it didn't feel like a highway at all. Just a golden bridge guiding us into a new day. And with the sun behind me, my shadow stretched way out in front, so of course, I started racing it. And between my shadow running ahead and the cars flying by next to us, I swear it felt like I was playing Frogger, and my shadow was out there dodging every single car.
Here.
Before continuing deeper into the gap, we decided to take a detour. and I knew exactly where we were going. Apple Pie Bakery, one of the best breakfast spots around. Warm pastries, fresh coffee, that perfect little reset before the miles ahead.
Oh, they have ice cream.
Walking in felt like stepping into comfort. Nothing fancy, just honest food, made by people who care. The smell hit us first. Fresh pastries, warm bread, and that sweet hint of homemade jams they line up on the counter. They even have little candies and treats that feel like something straight out of a small-town childhood. The kind of place where everything tastes real because it is real.
Got so many pumpkins.
Just as we were getting ready to roll out, that's when it happened. Someone walked by, noticed our bikes, and stopped to say hello. We didn't know it then, but that quick hello was about to become one of the best conversations of the trip. Little did we know. He had something to say that would stay with us long after this ride was over.
Hi, what's your name?
Gabriel,
I'm Scott. Good to meet you.
nice to meet you.
He's doing the Appalachia Trail.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
He started
that's awesome.
Maine, he's going to Georgia.
Oh wow.
Yeah, enjoy it. It's all downhill on both sides.
What's the scary things you have encountered in your
Ooh,
like bears or I don't know?
So scary isn't
Well,
a word I would use
All right.
because I've essentially, you'll see in my written work, that I've surrendered the future, right? So the future doesn't exist, right? You can't jump on your bike or jump in your car and drive to the future, right? All we have is now, and
Present.
that's it.
Yeah.
This micro slice of reality, it's already gone,
Yeah.
right? So all we have is now. So I've surrendered the entire future.
How the
believing
hell
that-
did you do that?
I'm gonna do
How
that.
do you do that? Because
Ooh,
that is where I am. Like, as people get stuck
The
because
future
you're
doesn't
like,
exist.
I get you, but you got a plan. Like, you
Let
got
me-
to still like.
I've experienced a lot of trauma. Former Army Ranger, 22 combat rotations, a lot of trauma. But through all of these experiences, I found the wisdom of, like, oh, if this is why that happened, this is why that happened. And when you find gratitude, and that's the key, is gratitude.
Yeah.
When you find the gratitude every single time, your consciousness comes back to the now, to the point where I've forgotten my past, right? The future doesn't exist. I'm only in the moment. Because no thing happens by itself. There are no coincidences. Nothing, there's no isolated event in the universe.
Right.
And that's just
all
mathematics,
just-
right? It's chaos theory.
Right.
I put it like that. Like, no thing happens by chance. That's why I had an hour-long conversation in the coffee shop, so I could then be here to have a conversation with you all. If I didn't have that conversation, then I would have missed this opportunity. Right? No thing happens by itself. Nothing moves in a straight line. Right? So everything is waves.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
The universe is
Yeah.
the smallest level is vibrations,
Right.
waves. So if you like who you are, and you're made of the sum of your past, both the good and the bad, right? Well, then there is no good and there is no bad, right? Because all these things are just lessons waiting for you to see, right?
No.
To find new perspectives of this thing that's happened.
which makes you
Right.
you in the present now.
But the one I think is my hallmark article is called the Living Water Writing Project.
Living water. Right. Yeah, I was just looking at that right now.
That's the one
Living
that
water
essentially
writing.
describes
Yeah.
the past 4 years of my life and this mass awakening that I'm going through. Right? Which one?
The Living Water Writing Project.
So that one is right before I started the AT going south this year. Yeah. And it describes why I hiked north last year. So last year I hiked north.
Oh, you do?
It's people ask why am I hiking south since I already did north. So my northern terminus ended in the Peruvian Amazon this year. I didn't like it, but like my life trail, right? That's where it led me. So that was the singularity where I had this epiphany, right?
Mhm.
And then once I'm now on since I'm now looking at the past, right? Now I'm looking at the future. There was a pretty violent rainstorm about a week and a half ago.
Oh, wow.
It was actually a lot of fun. So I knew a storm was coming, and as soon as I got to the top of the crest of the mountain, that's when the lightning and thunder and like a big tree fell down, right? But the whole time I'm just in prayer, right? I'm saying the Lord's Prayer over and over with a smile on my face, knowing that I'm protected by God, right? I've overcome and I've survived so many threats against my life. Because every day is the best day of my life. Period. Right? Every day is the best day ever.
Man, that is crazy. From Maine to Georgia. I would love to do that. I always wanted to do that, but
We rolled back onto the road after meeting Scott, still thinking about that conversation, still feeling that little boost of energy you get when the right person shows up at the right moment. Before long, the second climb of the day appeared. A short one, nothing crazy, but still a climb when your body's running on day 2 legs, a little push, a little burn. And just like that, we were over the top. From there, the whole landscape started to open up. We dropped down toward the Delaware River, the road smoothing out beneath us, the valley widening little by little, mountains rising on both sides, the river flowing beside us, that kind of calm that only shows up in the early morning.
We'll spin like a whispered dare. The wind grabs my shirt, it pulls me bare. The river's laughing, it knows my name. The valley yawns wide, it plays the game. Gravity's got me, it's holding.
There's something about this stretch, North Delaware Road, that always gets me. It's easily one of my favorites. Last year it was closed because of a landslide. We still rode it anyway, because, you know, bikepacking logic. But this year, wide open, quiet, just beautiful. And this peaceful feeling that makes the miles feel lighter than they actually are.
Rush, feel it scream, river's edge, a reckless dream. Downhill fast, no brakes to call. I'll take the dive, I'll take it all. I'll take it all. The sun's a fireball, burning low. Shadows stretch, but I won't slow. A heart cuts the air, just like me.
If you're enjoying the ride so far, make sure to like the video and subscribe. There's a lot more adventure ahead.
Above the gap we glide, we soar 1,000 dreams, 1,000,000 more. The sky unfolds, the world looks small. Above the gap, we've seen it all.
We rolled into Portland, Pennsylvania. Small back roads, quiet homes, that familiar little town calm that always shows up right before a big river crossing. We slowed down a bit here, just cruising, talking about the trip so far, the food we'd eaten, the weather we were hoping for. You know, the usual bikepacking chatter that somehow makes the miles feel lighter. There's something about towns like Portland. They're simple, peaceful, and they always feel like a small reset before the next part of the adventure.
Yeah, I need
Better come every day.
We walk this.
And then we saw it. The Portland-Columbia pedestrian bridge, built in 1869, once carried horse carts, then cars, and now it's all ours, just walkers and cyclists crossing the Delaware River. No wooden deck or fancy design, just a simple steel and concrete bridge connecting Pennsylvania back to New Jersey with some of the nicest river views around.
This bike. Bike's so heavy.
I'm carrying all your shit. One pot and one grill.
You can have it back, tell him.
No.
Oh, last time we finished at the end of this, there was this lady walking this dog. You remember that dog?
Yeah.
Bro, it was like a beast. It's like this big.
So, we came that way. Behind those hills. It's been a fun ride. We conquered a few hills. So far it's been a really nice trip. It's a nice dog.
Thank you.
Rolling across it felt like a milestone, and just like that, we did it, back in Jersey. And honestly, it felt really good. There's something about crossing that bridge, like hitting a checkpoint in the ride. You look back and think, wow, we just rode all that, and now you're on familiar ground again. One stayed behind us, another stretch of the journey ahead, and the day finally hitting its stride. A few miles later, we reached the start of the Paulinskill Valley Trail. And this part, yeah, it's not smooth gravel at all. It's rocky, uneven, roots everywhere. The kind of trail where your tires never really get a break. Little hits, little jolts, constantly shifting under your wheels. Not impossible, just rough enough to remind you that rail trails aren't always as easy as they look on the map. And then, you start to see it through the trees, the Paulinskill Viaduct. Even if you've seen it before, there's this moment where it slowly reveals itself, arch by arch, and you realize just how massive it really is. It almost feels out of place, this giant concrete structure hidden deep in the woods. Built in 1911, once the largest reinforced concrete structure in the world, 7 massive arches, 1,100 feet long, towering 115 feet above the river. Trains used to roar across the top until 1978. Now it just stands there, quiet, abandoned, a giant frozen in time. And of course, there's the legend. They say a worker fell into the concrete while the bridge was being poured, buried inside the structure forever. Some people swear that if you walk here at night, you can see a shadow moving inside the arches. Ghost story or not, when you ride under it, you feel the weight of it, cool air, echoes under every pedal stroke, those huge concrete walls rising on both sides of you.
It's nice. Wow. Didn't notice how tall the bridge was.
Oye, eso.
Whoa!
¿Qué lo que? ¿Qué lo que?
Wow. This bridge is big.
Echo is fun, though. That's dope.
So you don't need mics and all this shit. You just need a bridge.
Yeah,
Oh, look
you
at
put
that.
a platform here, you start singing. Yeah. Say,
Olore, olore, olore. Oh,
Until that correct frequency breaks the bridge.
Back on the Paulinskill Valley Trail again, the surface didn't get any easier. Still rocky, still rough, still keeping our bikes bouncing under us. But a few miles later, the trail opened up again. We rolled out of the woods and straight into one of my favorite unexpected stops on this route, Blairstown Airport. It's small, quiet, and known for something you don't see every day: gliders drifting across the sky. They lift off behind tow planes and then spend hours up there, circling silently above the valley.
another one here. Oh, my legs are killing me.
So we stopped for lunch, simple food, nothing fancy, just enjoying the moment with gliders cruising overhead and the warm afternoon settling in. After the break, we rolled back onto the trail. A little farther in, we spotted a horse and rider coming toward us, a reminder that this trail belongs to everyone: hikers, cyclists, horses, locals, travelers,
Hello.
all sharing the same pathway. A slow
a
pass,
beautiful horse.
a friendly wave, and then
Wow,
it was back to
nice.
pedaling, legs tired, stomach full, and the day still moving forward in the best way. We kept rolling, soaking in the shade, the quiet, the kind of peaceful stretch that resets your mind before the next effort. The scenery started to change. The rocky sections eased up a little, and the trail gave us a few wooden bridges stretching over crystal clear water. Locals call this section Paulina Lake, and you can see why. The water is calm, shallow, almost glass clear in the sunlight. You can see the stones on the bottom, little fish darting around, and the reflections of the trees moving softly across the surface. It's one of those spots where you slow down without even realizing it. A tiny pause in the middle of the ride where everything feels still. For a moment, it doesn't feel like a trail at all, more like a hidden little oasis tucked between the trees.
It's beautiful. Nice. Beautiful river. Uh-huh.
bikes rolling smooth, trees closing in, and then the trail started to feel different. This trail has a way of tricking you. It looks like it keeps going straight, but if you follow it, you end up at a dead end. No signs, no arrows, just experience. Good thing it was our second time here. We knew exactly where the hidden entrance was to get back onto the trail.
Yeah.
And from there, the trail starts to climb again, just steep enough that you end up pushing the bike for a bit. One of those, it looks rideable, but nope moments. Not steep, not painful, just one of those steady inclines that slowly remind you you're still on a bikepacking trip. But with the trees, the river, and the quiet all around us, the miles didn't feel heavy, just peaceful, steady, moving closer to the end of the ride. The trail had disappeared into a steep, rocky slope, the kind of terrain that laughs at gravel bikes. Loose stones, big roots, angles that make you question every life decision that led you to this exact moment. And this wasn't riding, this was hiking with the bike right next to you, hoping your shoes hold and hoping the bike doesn't slide back down the hill. But at the top, the world opened back up. The trees parted, the path leveled out, and the trail started to look like a trail again. Finally, we could get back on the pedals.
Gravel hums beneath my tires. Steady beat a rolling choir. Sunlight dances through the trees, whispering secrets on the breeze. I'm chasing freedom mile by mile. Every turn's a reason to smile.
Suddenly, we were riding through this narrow stretch framed by huge boulders on both sides. It's my favorite part of the trail, almost like a hidden canyon carved out just for cyclists. The air gets cooler, the light gets softer, and for a moment, you forget how many miles you've already pushed. We decided to make a quick recovery stop at the little store right off the trail, but as soon as we rolled up, the lights were off, closed, literally a couple minutes before we got there.
You wanna sit?
Oh, good.
We are 13 minutes away.
Good.
Just knowing the car is close, legs tired but heart full, is something you can't really explain. We rolled the final stretch in silence, not from fatigue, but from gratitude.
These are the last miles before the end of our adventure. No big words, no speeches, just this grateful silence. Let the engine hum for us, let the sky do all the talking. These are the
But the trail had one more surprise for us, a little patch of loose sand. You know, the kind that looks totally harmless until it isn't. My front wheel washed out, the bike slid, and suddenly I was doing one of those quick gravity checks that remind you to stay humble out here. A couple bruises, a little dirt, nothing crazy. But the handlebars, bent, and the front brake, gone. Not exactly ideal, when you've still got miles left to ride.
Were you gonna crash with me or something?
Huh?
You guys are conmigo, era.
Where's the camera?
Right there.
Oh, man.
Well, I thought it was sand.
Oh, shit.
So we eased back onto the trail, took it slow through the sand, and let the downhills come to us instead of chasing speed.
Because I can't brake, so.
The Paulinskill Valley Trail faded behind us, and before we knew it, we were back on the Sussex Branch Trail, right where this whole trip started. And just like that, we rolled into the parking lot, tired, hungry, a little beat up, but honestly, happy, because that's what these trips do. They drain your legs, but they fill your mind with memories you just can't get anywhere else. And somehow it always ends the same way. A quiet moment next to the car, just taking it all in. These trips aren't perfect. They're messy, unplanned, full of surprises, but that's exactly what makes them worth it. So if you've been thinking about doing something like this, a short ride, a long ride, a quick trail, or even an overnight, this is your sign. Grab a friend, plan a route, or don't plan anything at all. Just get outside and start your own story. The outdoors is waiting. Go chase your adventure.